to the Dark Side of Seoul podcast. This is Joe.
And this is Sean.
Well, today, this is one of our travel shows, I guess.
One of our bitching episodes.
Yeah, a little bit. It's pushed me
Slightly.
to look a little deeper into this thing and see if some of my feelings were really true. And they kind of are, but spoiler alert, they kind of are. So we're going to talk about Nami Island today. Nami-sam it's called in Korean. And I'm bringing it up because it just feels like in just recent years, it's been pushed way a lot by the government and other tour agencies as the place you have to go to in Korea. And I'm like, really? Okay. And then I'm like, okay, well, maybe people really want to go to. And then I hear people on my tours and I ask them, how was Nami? And it's kind of 50-50. It's kind of like, oh, yeah. But others is like, okay, I don't see what the big deal was. But anyway, we're going to talk about it. And we're going to tell you what's behind it, why it exists, how it exists, and why it's being promoted so much.
All the people who were killed there.
There's some dark stuff there. Yeah, there's a little bit of dark history behind it.
I'll just step in. Nobody was killed there. Not that we know of. Like not massive amounts of people.
We'll see. So Nami is an island that's generally known as a hajungdo, which means an island that's in the middle of a river. We have a bunch of those hajungdos in Korea, and this is on the Bukhangang River. Bukhangang, North Han. It was, Nami was selected by the Korean Tourism Organization back in 2017 as one of the 100 must-see tourism sites for Koreans. Keep in mind, I say for Koreans. But a little history about Nami. I'm pretty sure anyone who's told you anything about, if you know the most cursory bits about the history of Nami Island, it was not always an island. It was a hill. And it became an island in 1944 after the Japanese colonialists built the Cheongpyeong Dam, filled up that water, and suddenly we got an island. The name of Nami has a few origin stories. Some believe that it is from Namsum, which means like front island. Others believe it's from General Nami. I think that's the more likely one. But I don't know. He was kind of like an early Joseon era military commander. And I think, I meant to go look more deeply, but I think he was executed for treason, and he was buried on there. And he was buried in a pile of stones on the north side of what became the island. Now, records have shown that it was also called Nami Saw, and Saw refers to an island that's not inhabited or uninhabitable. So it really was just an empty island with a Joseon general's mound on there. 1965, a little bit of construction was done. A series of constructions were done on a lot of the islands in that area. The burial mound around General Nami's stone pile, there was a burial mound that was created around the stone pile to comfort his spirit. But that's not the real tomb. It's a false tomb because General Nami's family buried him in a secret location because since he was executed for treason, supposedly, there was a real risk that his real grave would be desecrated. So they made a false tomb and kept the other location secret. Well, from 1979 until 1989, Nami Island was one of many amusement parks along the Bukhangang. Bukhangang just became known as just a series of tourist traps. It's just cheap amusement parks. Korea, we talked about this on the amusement parks episode. Korea liked to make a lot of amusement parks because I guess at the time, people weren't allowed to leave the country until democracy. I mean, they had to get permission to leave the country. So most of the tourism was domestic. So yeah, Korea was really coming up with lots of ways for domestic tourism. It was Jeju Island was where everyone went for their honeymoon. Couldn't go out the country. And so I call this, this is this little development of West Gangwon, East Gyeonggi, this Bukhangang area it's like the land of tourist traps. It's been like that way for a long time. And then in the 1990s, the IMF or the Asian financial crisis happened in the late 90s, and Nami fell into really hard times. And in the early 2000s, a little TV show called Gul Yonga was filmed there. Winter Sonata. Anyway, Korea loves George Winston. So Winter Sonata starred famous Bae Young-joon and Choi Ji-woo, and it was significant because it was the first Korean drama to be aired on Japan's NHK network, and it was the first drama in Japan to not be dubbed into Japanese. So people heard the real voices, and oh my gosh, it just took. People keep saying Japanese housewives took them over. It seduced them. And, Bae Young-joon was known as Yon-sama after that. And it really did open Korea up to a lot of Japanese tourism. And I remember I have the demographics because I was in the early days of me starting this business. I was getting stats from the Seoul government. And the majority of Japanese travelers to Korea were middle-aged women back then, like 10, 15 years ago. A little bit about Winter Sonata, though. I mean, especially that one. It was the Korean drama that sparked the Hallyu movement, the Korean wave. It really was. We wouldn't have Squid Game without Winter Sonata. Anyway, Nami Island was the main filming location for Winter Sonata. Lots of iconic scenes. The most famous one is in this little trail of meta sequoias. Trees. That's how you always promote Nami Island. And that's what made Nami Island famous. And another cliche of Winter Sonata established was it started the habit of intentionally filming Korean dramas in areas that needed to be promoted for tourism.
Ching ching. Yes. Oh, corporate interest.
Or it's just like, well, the KTO, the Korea Tourism Organization says we need to really promote this one area. Could you film a scene here somewhere? And they do this and try to make these things iconic. I mean, that's the whole reason, I think the locks on the Seoul Tower got popular or things like that. It's just, they put things on. There's so many of those Korean dramas on the walls of Doksugung Palace. They'll find some new tourist trap that's been created and they'll have like a garden or a swinging bridge or something. And they'll do a scene there. And then suddenly it's being promoted as a tourist place. Anyway, it's very cynical. It's calculated. It's formulaic.
That any charm that it had is very quickly spoiled.
Yeah. So the person that's really in charge, that really made Nami Island what it is today, is a visionary, and I would say he was a visionary artist named Woo Hyun Kang. Woo Hyun Kang graduated.
Kang Woo Hyun.
Kang Woo Hyun. Yeah. Kang Woo Hyun. He graduated from Hongdae, from the College of Fine Arts. And for some reason, he found himself moving to Nami Island at around the age of 49 and fell in love with the place. I guess he was an artist, just trying to find stuff. And he decided to stay there. Now, after the 90s, obviously whatever amusement park was there was kind of like dead. And just Nami Island was just known for a lot of trash. Just lots of soju bottles, cigarettes everywhere, all over the island. And Kang Woo-hyun decided to take all this stuff and recycle it and turned all this trash into artwork. And his big thing, his signature, I would say his signature medium is soju bottles. It's green soju bottles. And he likes melting them and turning them into art pieces, like tiles and vases and Christmas trees.
I've seen clocks and stuff too.
Yeah, I mean, it's really clever the way he does those. That's one part of Nami Island I do like. Mm-hmm. I do like the recycled soju bottles. It found a way to make it art into treasure. Trash into treasure. And so whoever was in charge of Nami Island made him president in 2001, president of the island. It's a private island. And so he started transforming this island into he's trying to treat it as his own outdoor arts gallery. Anyway, do other stuff like he would turn dead trees upside down. And so he changed it from being an amusement park to a tourist attraction by getting rid of the rides and creating photo zones. He was anticipating Instagram. He really was.
I just don't know. I wish I knew where to take a photo.
Oh, yeah.
I wish I had the agency to know where to take a photo. I wish I knew what I liked to look at. So I could take a photo. I find those so strange. Photo zones.
Well, he turned Nami Island into basically Instagram porn, and that's what it is. There's not much to do there. It's just instant. It's you just go with your new girlfriend or your new beau, and you just take a lot of really cheesy photos. Anyway, okay, I'm being cynical again. Okay, so this is how this guy really has a mind for showmanship. On March 1st, keep in mind, March 1st, 2006,
Yeah.
he declared Nami Island to be independent and established the Republic of Naminara.
Yeah. The Korean name is Naminara Gonghwaguk, not Naminara Gonghwaguk. Yeah.
The Republic of Naminara.
It has a flag
Yes, he does.
and a coat of arms.
Yes, the flag. I'll try to remember to post on the website. It's like a crescent moon and a star.
Mm-hmm. Over an island.
It's yellow. Yeah. Yeah, it has a coat of arms. It's got everything. And yeah, it's just the symbolism of him announcing this on March 1st.
Yeah. So it's I don't know. So it's a micronation. So I don't know. Is that the only one in Korea?
No, it's not. I'm about to go.
Are there other micronations? That's definitely the most famous one. Okay.
So when he did this, you no longer had admission tickets. You had entry visas. You don't have a free pass. You have a passport. And a lot of people don't know this. Nami Island even has its own currency with its own central bank.
Cheese money. Chuck E. Cheese tokens.
Don't think about like trying to, do a little currencies trading on this one because it's always 1-to-1 with the Korean won.
It's so weird. How do they?
What?
Yeah.
How do
I mean, because I mean, if you have a bank, because it means it's not obviously it's not actually currency, but I mean, all this has to be printed and all has to be set up. Yeah, it's just so strange. It's so strange.
Yeah, it's basically it's like virtual currency but physical, but it's a fake currency. Yeah, they even have a national anthem which translates to Island of the Sky, and this is interesting because of Nami Island's, I'm using air quotes, independence. It can fly the Taiwanese flag.
Oh,
think about it, because Republic of Korea can't officially fly the Taiwanese flag. You can't,
right?
Yeah, because of relations with China right now. They have not recognized Taiwan, but yet Nami Island has recognized Taiwan.
Strange.
Nonetheless, Nami Island still has to follow the laws of the Republic of Korea. Its independence has yet to be approved by the Korean government.
No.
It is still just a private island. They call it's a micronation at the corporate level, whatever that means. If they actually declared independence, its current president, John Myung-jun, would be charged with sedition. So anyway, Nami Island, it was always, it has nothing really traditional about. Okay, it is, I would say it's not really Korean, but it kind of is Korean because the recycled soju bottles, and they try to promote a lot of Korean ceramic cultures there, but it's not like a traditional site. I mean, the most famous, the only thing that may be historic there is disgraced Joseon general was buried there. That's it. It's named after him. Other than that, it was just one of many islands that had a cheap amusement park on it. Ran into tough times, so decided to change it and pivoted into making it like an outdoor art gallery. And that's really what it is. All right. Thoughts on Nami Island. So if you go online, of course, you're going to see all this gushing over Nami Island because, I mean, it's low-hanging fruit for every influencer, every parachute influencer, travel influencer. They don't really know this. They just got to do what everyone else does. And it's very photogenic. It's very, very YouTubey, very Instagrammy. But, I mean, there has been some pushback. Lifestyle Asia, I'm going to quote them, said, maybe 10 years ago, Nami Island was still a must on Seoul travel itinerary. But these days, the place has become very commercialized. It's not surprising since it's a private island transformed into a tourist attraction. Nami Island became popular as it was the filming site for the hit K-drama Winter Sonata. And you should also mention there's Petit France to admire if you want to see European-style buildings or see flowers at Gapyeong, but otherwise, there's really not much you can do. Tripzilla named Nami Island number 4 out of 6 overrated tourist experiences in Korea. So there's that. Sean, what do you think about? I mean, you said you've been there. What are your thoughts on Nami Island?
Yeah, and it's been years. I think I was there 2003 or four, maybe,
Hmm.
and it was just once. I mean, it's nice, but to me it was always just if I was visiting Korea, I would not have gone to Namisum. I wouldn't
No,
have gone.
I wouldn't go out of my
I only
way to
went
go
because
there.
it
Yeah.
was just a Saturday, and so if people are asking me about travel itineraries, they're like, we want a professional tour guide's opinion. These are things that we're not sure. What should we leave off? And if I see Namisum on, because they have to choose places to suit the time that they have.
Hmm.
They're like, we have 10 days. These are things that we can do, but these are things we can take or leave. And if I see Namisum, it's like, just leave it. There's no point going that far north of Seoul to go to Namisum. There are way nicer places in the north part of the country. If you're here for a long time, you're here for several weeks, a month or something, sure. Yeah, just go up there for a day, but go back to the north and go to other places and not Petite France.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm really indifferent to it personally. I may go again at some point now that my daughter's a bit older. She'd really like
Yeah.
it.
And that's it.
Yeah. And that's it.
Yeah. I'd say the same thing. I've been there a few times since 2011 was the first time I went, and it was charming. I kind of liked it. And then a few years ago, was it 2018? Yeah, I think it was 2018 or 2017 of Children's Day. We took a family trip, an overnight trip to Chuncheon, to the Gapyeong area, and we spent a day at Nami Island. And I enjoyed it, but I noticed it was much more crowded and trashy by then. There were actual rides on the island. There were too many of these little pedal vehicles everywhere. So you're dodging vehicles the whole time. The crowds were just so ridiculous. You can't take a decent, even if you were into taking that iconic shot, it's so difficult to get a shot because so many people are just milling around. Still had a little bit of the charm, but it's just too crowded, just way too crowded. To me, it has a little more of a cheap carnival atmosphere these days. It's too kitschy. It just feels so fake. It really does just feel fake. And this is a person who loves theme parks and a big Disney buff, and still I feel it's very fake.
It's just too far to go. And like I was saying, it's far north. And if you're going to go that far north of Seoul, go somewhere else. There are way nicer places, historic places that are just as beautiful. They have beautiful grounds and parks. Go to Bogwangsa, a 9th century Buddhist temple.
Yes.
Go up there.
There's real culture, and this is what gets me is I'm looking at all these things to do in Chuncheon, and there's actual cultural stuff, and it's very at the bottom of the list compared to the artificial stuff.
Yeah, that whole area, Chuncheon, that whole area is just really, really nice. And
it is.
Namisum as a location is nice. It's a beautiful area, but it's just the tourist trap. So
yeah,
it's.
And I'm pointing out that I've labeled this. This is the Bukhangang tourist trap river, because there's so many tourist traps either along the river or in that river basin area. I'm going to list some of them. You can give comments. I would say any of the rail bikes. There are two rail bikes.
Into them. Don't
area.
know.
Have you ever done any of the rail bikes?
No, don't know.
It's not fun. It's
okay.
You expect to see this great views and stuff. The thing is, once you get on one of these things, you have to keep pedaling until it's done.
Yeah,
you can't take a break and turn on a motor or something. It's like, okay, I'm bored. So, I mean, you got to be in good shape. And even when I was me and another person who was also in good shape, and we were just towards the end. It was just this is like pedal so we can get this over with. And that's what it was. It was nice at first, but then halfway through it's like, okay, let's get this over with. We want to finish this.
Yeah,
and
they have
you
one.
Don't want to be on anything that's like that.
Yeah, they have one at Jeongdongjin on the East Coast, and we went there last summer for our family summer holidays. And I saw it, and I was like, "Oh, let's go on that. Let's get a 4-seater. It'd be fun." And then my wife was like, "No, because if we're going to go, we have to keep going."
Yeah.
And she's like, "You're going to be pedaling by yourself, buddy." I was like, "All right,
yeah,
okay, fair enough." And then I found way nicer stuff in Jeongdongjin anyway. historic folkloric stuff.
There you go.
That's not promoted.
Booch ups for you.
There were, yeah, actually. Yeah,
I had a feeling. I would say any of the amusement parks in that area, including the newly opened Legoland, which is very controversial when it opened because it was on some type of archaeologically sacred land.
Right. I forgot about that.
Yeah. We mentioned before Petite France. Why would you travel halfway around the world to see a fake French village?
Boring.
And even the ones that praise it say don't eat there, and the ones that say it's charming. And if you got little kids, especially if you live here and you got like kids who've never been to Europe, yeah, go to this little fake little French town. Now, it's not really French. It's kind of like a Korean's idea of a mishmash of Europe because there's like a windmill there and Pinocchio and Riding Hood, which is like, those are not really symbols of France. I mean, you do have windmills in France, but still.
Right.
You do have the
and it's in Gapyeong. Gapyeong is beautiful. If you're going to Gapyeong, there's no reason to go to Petite France. It's completely useless.
Yeah, I've read so many reviews on TripAdvisor and stuff. It's like we paid money, we spent 15 minutes there and went, okay, we just wasted our money.
Yeah.
There's nothing there. Another similar one, again, Edelweiss Swiss theme park.
I mean, like, again, a very important thing to point out is that these were initially established as domestic tourist spots.
Yeah. They're for Koreans who want to feel like they're in Europe without having to fly to Europe. But you don't want to come from Europe to Korea to see a cheap version of Europe.
Yeah. So
now this is kind of on the list. Garden of Martinkalm. Garden of Martinkalm's really beautiful. Not really Korean though. I asked people, I've been there once, but I've asked other people that have been there recently. I'm like, was there anything really Korean about it? And they're like, no, it's like a garden you find in any other part of the world, any type of touristy garden you'll see. Now, Garden of Martinkalm is kind of cool in the wintertime when they have the Christmas lights out. That's kind of cool. But generally, if your time is tight, this is not worth using up a day to go see the Garden of Martinkalm. And by the way, it's not going to be the Garden of Martinkalm. It's going to be Garden of Morning Crowds.
Nothing calm about it.
Yeah. And there's another one, there's one called Jade Garden, which is a British English style garden. Again, why go to Korea to go to an English garden? That's not really Korean. And the ultimate one, this is one I really don't get why people go to unless they have kids, is Alpaca World. Why would you go to Korea, to Asia, to go to a farm of South American mammals? Really? It's a tourist trap. It's for Korean kids. It's where to take Korean field trips. It's not, I don't know why Koreans keep promoting this. Why would someone really want to go to see alpacas in Korea? Are we so insecure about our own culture? We have to promote alpacas?
Just come on a walk among the graves, our cemetery tour. We can see wild deer. We've seen deer on every single tour so far.
Every single tour?
Yes.
Wow.
Every single time we've seen deer. And the last one was with Delaney, one of our big, hey, Delaney, I know you're probably listening.
You're running out of tours to take. You've taken almost every tour on our list. We got to make new ones for you.
I think by the time this episode comes out, she'll have left Korea. But yeah, we were stopping, we're looking at some graves, we're chatting and stuff, and then we heard this rustle in the bushes not far, and two deer jumped out of the bushes and they ran down the edge of the steps. When I say steps, I mean because you have to come on the tour to see, but it's up in the mountainside. And there are steps. It's like
tiers and stuff.
Yeah, the tiers, the STEPPE step, like that. So,
okay.
And then I looked, and then there was a big dog chasing them. So, and I think Delaney did as well. She may have gotten a decent video of one of them at least, and I did, and I posted it on our Instagram. I think on Facebook maybe. So you can come on the cemetery tour. You can very likely see a deer. You can come on the Seoul hike tour. We can see whiteback woodpeckers.
Yeah.
Beautiful snakes, lizards.
Okay, that's talking me out of it. Okay.
see them from a distance.
I like lizards, not snakes. It's like where did they put their legs?
On the inside. Legs are in their heart, Joe. So, but yeah. Anyway,
yeah, and
a
lot of these things. I mean, other than Petit France, I'm not really, a lot of these places. I do think they have their charms, but it's just not for the general. I would say even Western or Southeast. I don't know, maybe Southeast Asian tourists. I don't know, but it's just not what you came to Korea to see.
Yeah,
unless you're into Korean dramas, you want to see where they shot some Korean dramas that you're a fan of.
Right.
Who remembers Winter Sonata at this time? It's over 20 years old.
Yeah. People will come, but there definitely is a market for travelers who want to come see filming locations. Certainly
it's perfectly
a market,
fine.
But
that's the market, but that's it. Especially, I mean, if you know Winter Sonata, you know some of these iconic places, sure, go do it. It's a pilgrimage. That's what I would call a pilgrimage. Yeah, but it's not a top tourist site. And it just gets me, it just feels lazy that the government and certain tour operators keep promoting this, because then this is a rush, and then it's all these crowds. And this is what gets me too, is like it was created as kind of a statement about ecotourism. We're doing that by creating crowds full of diesel buses, and now there's last time I was there's trash thrown everywhere. I mean, the point was to recycle the trash. People are missing the point. Of course, people always miss the point, and they're throwing trash all over the island.
Yeah. And another problem is, like you've already said, it's influencers, especially on Instagram. There are a lot of fake tour guide influencers, and I don't mean influencers who talk about a lot of things about Korea, just places that they go and whatnot. There are influencers, especially on Instagram, who are not professional tour guides. They just follow the tropes, follow the mainstream, and they're actually doing a detriment to the tourism, I think, because they're perpetuating these sometimes these places that anyone else is going to go to anyway. But places like this that aren't top destinations, they're definitely not top destinations. They're mainstream corporate selections for destinations.
Yeah, mediocrity. Anyway, again, expats of the Wild East. If you have any expat stories from the old days, we'd like to include it in our series and possibly in a book. Also, we keep talking about our tour. We do Dark Side of Seoul, which you find at darksideofseoul.com. But we have other tours as well. You can find on zenkimchi.com, the parent company of Dark Side of Seoul, you could say. The Dark Side of Seoul podcast is produced by Joe McPherson and Sean Morrissey. Our opening closing music is by Sodak-san. So on a Aigo Bart video, the Dongmyo episode.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
But it's not called Dongmyo. It's called, what's the name of I forgot the name of the neighborhood it's in.
Can't remember.
Anyway, yeah. You can find the music, more music like it on Bandcamp under Jeju Digital. Well, we'd like to thank our top tier patrons: Angel Earl, Joel Bonamini, Sharon Cullen, Devin Hiffner, Minsuk Lee, Ryan Berkabal, Gabby Palomino, Steve Marsh, Chad Struz, Mitchie Brewer, Sarah Ford, Jane Kong, Ron Chang, Mackenzie Moore, Hunter Winter, and our newest Dokebi, Cecilia Lufgren Dumas. I know she's going to tell me I'm mispronouncing her name. It's a Swedish name. And I was trying to pronounce the umlaut correctly. Lufgren Dumas. All right.
Thank you, Cecilia. Cecilia joined both of our tours.
Yes.
This recently in Korea.
Yep. All right. Well, anyway, so do your research well. If you're planning to visit here, don't fall for the tricks. Listen to people you trust. And until next time, stay spooky.
Get on the fringe.